They need to have an element of originality about them, so it's not going to be a very exciting project if it's already been done by previous students. And so we expect the supervisor to offer something that is likely to generate results within a reasonable period of time. At least some of those results should be original to the student's own work. There are two parallel project allocation schemes that run at the same time. One of those is called the Centralized Scheme, and that is where the office puts a list of projects onto WebLearn that are accessible to students at the start of Hilary term. And students can then trawl through those projects, and we ask them to contact the supervisors, discuss the project. Sometimes supervisors will ask the students to come and talk to them. And then we ask the students to rank their projects 1, 2 and 3. So we expect the students to see at least 2 and usually 3 supervisors. The reason for that is that some projects are particularly popular, and if the student doesn't get their first choice of project, then they're likely to get their second or third choice. They fill in a form with that ranking, send it into the office, and then the office does the lab student matchup and tries to get everyone they can a project through that system. In parallel, we have something called the private system that runs, where students go out and find their own supervisors. And those supervisors might be people who've given them lectures, given them tutorials, seminars, or whom they've just heard about or read papers from their lab. And students can contact those supervisors, ask them if they're willing to supervise a project, and then fill in a different form, and that's the job done. It's important that the supervisor understands what we're looking for in this project. They have to understand the time constraints and the fact that the project should try to deliver some original data without being over-ambitious on the one hand and without being really dull on the other hand. It's also important for the supervisors to realise that the students probably haven't been in a lab before, and so they are going to need quite a lot of assistance, particularly at the beginning. And so we ask supervisors that a member of the lab, it doesn't have to be the lab head, should provide day-to-day supervision for the beginning of the project at least, until the student feels more autonomous, or sometimes throughout the whole duration of the project, so that the student can become familiar with the techniques that are required to carry out the experiments, and then subsequently to give some help in analysing the data, interpreting the data, and finally we ask that the supervisor or their delegated day-to-day supervisor helps the student to write the project, put it in a good format for communicating to others, and make sure that it's a professional sort of package.